How's it going? Um, Dan, good morning. I see you're in the chat. Question for you. I think my phone is glitching, but were you seeing just my PFP just now instead of the intro video, like before I started talking? Really weird, because on my phone where I'm running the StreamYard, the intro video is playing like it normally is. But then I watch on my computer on Twitch so I can see better, hence the glasses. And I just saw my PFP and it was so strange. Yeah. All right. Well, that's weird. That was a weird glitch. Sorry about that, y'all. I know you guys usually like, yeah, the family pick. Yep, exactly. Well, there you go. That's my family. I think was it the whole family? I can't remember what the picture was. I don't even know where to find it. But yeah, that's my wife and three kids, or maybe it was just me and the three kids. Can't remember. But yeah, good morning. Good morning, Dan. Appreciate you being here with me. It looks like I'm going to be solo today, so if you want to come up and chat, or if anyone else wants to come up and chat, I am posting the link in the chat on Twitch. You're more than welcome to come up, chat, hang out, no pressure. We'll just have an easy conversation, get to know each other. We will go off the rails as much or as little as you want. Always fun. But otherwise, I will hang. Blaze, what's up,
What's up,
buddy?
man?
How you doing?
Oh my gosh, I'm not. Hey,
You good?
look like yeah.
Blaze,
Isn't pretty.
an unshaven Blaze. Look at him go.
Yeah, Heather.
Ladies, watch out.
Viola, what's up, man? Have the best day. I missed the gym this morning.
Okay.
We had a code brown last night.
Oh no, that's a bummer. In
Yeah,
like in the middle of sleeping or whatever in bed.
yeah. Heather is out
Yeah.
of town until Sunday, and so I'm like, luckily my work gets a little bit easier in the next couple of days. Just my schedule is really hectic for 6 weeks
Okay.
in week like 5 right now, but I forgot to put a diaper on the baby because he still sleeps in diapers.
Mm-hmm.
And he wakes up at 2 a.m. and is like, I pooped. And I thought he meant he was about to poop. So I like yanked his underwear off.
Oh no.
And turds just like flew across the room. So there's poop on blankets. Luckily it didn't
Oh
get on the carpet.
no.
But there's probably like 10 things right now that need to be washed that have like pee and poop on them. So I'm just
It's a laundry day. But you have to work today?
yeah,
Is that what you're saying or no?
I gotta actually have to get off at 8:55 just to drive to work. But oh, thank you. Soggy's in the house. What's up, Soggy? But you know what? There's worse things that can happen in life, and I started to yell at him a little bit, and I'm like, nope,
Yeah.
it's Dad's fault. And I'm like, buddy, you didn't do anything wrong. Your dad didn't put you in a diaper, and he has to deal with the consequences. So here you go.
Literally have to clean up shit.
Literally.
Oh, well, that's always a fun way to start your day, especially at, what'd you say, like 2 a.m.?
Yeah, and I was gonna go to yoga at 5:45, and I'm just like, you know what? It's not happening. It's not happening.
Yeah.
So here we are.
Oh my gosh.
How are you? What's
Well,
up?
I'm doing well, hanging out here. I switched my schedule around this week, went back to driving every single day. It hasn't been that bad because I motivated myself to get my business stuff done as early and as quickly as possible so that I can
Mm-hmm.
go home as early and as quickly as possible. And if I leave early enough, like literally like right after lunch, like 12:30, traffic home is not bad at all. So it goes from like 2.5 hours to an hour and a half. And an hour and a half in the car is almost, it almost seems like weirdly not enough time, because
Hmm.
I like to stream or listen to a podcast or catch up on some stuff while I drive. But yeah, it's been a good week. Picked Brooklyn up from school yesterday and the day before, and she's been in really good spirits. So that makes me happy because that was like the main reason for my change is like, some stuff we saw on her phone that was scary. Uh, and then we went to Bailey had her first swim meet yesterday. So
Oh,
she's
man. Is Bailey a three-sport athlete?
two right now. So it's just cheer and swim.
Oh, who's doing basketball? I thought someone was doing basketball.
So she cheers for the basketball team
Oh,
and the
okay.
football team. So we've been watching basketball games. She's the cheerleader in them. So we go to
Got
watch her, but the basketball games are so interesting
it.
because
Yeah.
like they're in the championship and the crowd's like freaking gnarly. So that's maybe where you saw that. And then Bentley's does basketball like classes
Oh, maybe
because
that's it.
he's sick, so or six. um, but yeah, she did her first swim meet and she was super nervous. They put her in four events, like almost back to back. Uh, and she crushed it. Like she got her team got first the first event, then she got first on her personal, and then her team and her got third on the other events. So she placed every time, which is cool. And she did great. So
It's awesome. I wish I would have
super.
done wrestling or swimming in high school. I think it's such a great sport.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of wish I would have done something too, but at the same time, I know back then it just wasn't my thing. Like I was definitely on the smaller side, and when all the other kids like shot up and became like 6 feet tall, I was very much like super nervous about all that.
Mm.
Like there was a time when I was in baseball and the kids started throwing so fast that it was just like terrifying, and so I
Hmm.
just I stopped, and that would have been my time. I did some summer sports, like I did summer basketball and summer tennis, but I never really. I just did that to get out of the PE, because
Oh
out
yeah.
here out here we had to do 2 years of PE, so and then you could stop doing PE or sports, and I was never a fan of locker rooms or changing in front of other people. It's just a very nervous and not confident high schooler for sure. But yeah, my kid doesn't seem to be that way. She seems to be loving it. She's super exhausted all the time because she's got like
Hmm.
2 hour practices every single day. So she has like cheerleading for her zero period, and then she has
Uh,
swim practice after school, plus a full day of school
is it hard to get all the work done, like homework?
and homework. Yeah, like I brought her home last night. Her and our neighbor. At I picked them up at 6:15, and both of them were like, "Crap, I have a lot of homework to do." And like they had just been at school for almost between school and the comp, they had been out there for about 12 or 14 hours.
Mm. Wow.
And then they had to come home and do homework. They had to eat, like neither of them had really eaten like that, because when you're in school, like I don't know. It was just I'm like, dude, you guys run a harder day than I do. I mean, you're also running on teenage hormones and adrenaline, so I think it's a little easier for them, but yeah.
Yeah. Uh, but the activities and the food, it's just like such a hard thing because I think my wife gets a little bit upset sometimes because she'll drive my car and she'll be like, "Why is there all these Wendy's and McDonald's?" And I'm like, "Well, we're going to activities. I don't have time to like
Yeah.
prepare food." And it's like eat something or eat nothing is my opinion. If anyone,
Yep. Yep.
um,
Yep. Yep.
but
Yep.
then my
Yep.
daughter too, it'll be like 7:30, time to go to bed, or like wind down, and she's like, "I didn't eat dinner yet," and I'm like, "What do you mean you didn't eat dinner yet? You didn't make me anything." And I'm like, "You're also like 8.5. Like I'm trying to like clean poop off of every surface in this house. Can you let me know about these things?"
Yep. That happened to me last night that I picked Brooklyn up, I dropped her off at home, and then we went to the swim meet. She did all of her homework super quick, and I was super proud of her for that.
Nice.
And then I get home and I have no idea what she ate, but I left her a bag of like my snacks, my healthy food from Whole Foods, and she said she was jamming through all that stuff. and then I, go and put everyone in bed, or Amy and Bentley were already doing their night routine. And so I said goodnight to the girls, and I'm going up to bed like 7:30 ish because I go to sleep that early. Yes, I do. And I see Brooklyn walking down the stairs, and she's like, "I'm hungry." And I'm like, "Girl, you were alone in the house for like 2 hours." She's 12, just so that,
It's okay,
that's
everybody.
clear.
Everyone is okay.
Like, you could have made and cooked anything. You could have ate anything. Like, she's really good at scrambled eggs. I'm like, you need to just be scrambling eggs for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Yeah.
Not too many eggs. Just gotta can't go too crazy with
Well, if you
the
talk to Ryan, I think there's never too many eggs that you can have, other than the fact that the price of eggs are a little crazy right now. But it's honestly I think I heard Ryan or someone say the other day that like they didn't buy eggs because of the price, but for me, like if my kids are gonna eat eggs over anything else, like
yeah.
I'll spend that money. Oh my gosh, Ann Bag's in here.
Oh my
What's
god.
going on?
And
She
and
finally woke up.
and Bags living like she's on that IRL V Friends high, and I'm glad you're here because I'm like absorbing it from her right now.
Yeah. Yep. 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 No, Fialo, you got to go to bed earlier, man. Like I was having a conversation with our friends came over the other day, and the other dads in the friend group, like they all wake up at the same time as me, like around 4 or 5 o'clock. And
Mm-hmm.
one of the wives was saying, she was asking me, she's like, "Hey, do you like how many alarms do you set in the morning? Because like my husband, he has like 7 alarms." And he snoozes through each one of them, and it drives me nuts because I don't want to wake up at 4 a.m., but like I have to. And I'm like, I have one alarm, and I typically wake up before it. Um, and I'm out of the house and I'm on the freeway, and my alarm goes off sometimes. Today it wasn't the case. My alarm actually woke me up today. I don't know why. I'm like, but that's because I go to sleep between 7:30 and 8:30, and I sleep real quick, real fast. And my wife's just sitting there and she's like, "Yeah, he does. Very true." Like all this stuff. And she's like, "Oh," and so our friends, she's like, "No, my husband goes to bed around like 11, like kind of like what Dan was saying." But the rest of my family goes to bed around the same time now. So it's like if they're all in bed, like why am I going to be awake? I'll actually go to bed. So I don't know how it happened, but somehow it happened, and I love it.
We have
The
the alarm
chat is
issue
popping right
yeah,
now.
we have the alarm issue sometimes, and I that's why I have to try and wear my iWatch because
Oh.
my wife's a pretty deep sleeper. It just takes her a while to fall asleep. And so my phone will wake her up, bing, 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 bing. But like the watch just vibrates. So, but I really need to work hard on like getting up on the first alarm.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe I need like
It's
a
it's it's hard.
something.
It's hard. I mean, there's a lot of prep going into it before, like to make sure that you fall asleep at a certain time and that you like average, whatever certain hours that you want. Like, I've worked it out to where I think I figured it out good, but yeah, it's sleep is a tough beast. And then sleep is the thing that we're working on right now with the kids, and I'm gonna start working on with Brooklyn and Bailey because Bailey was all like, "Oh yeah, I stayed up till 1:30 the other night," and I'm like, dude, you're running like 14-hour school days with two practices and staying up till 1:30. Like, you shouldn't be proud of that. like,
Go to
go to
sleep. Yeah.
sleep. Like, you need it so much more. Like, I just do it so that I could be awake and be here and get all my morning stuff done. But like, you actually like need to do it because like there's people that are requiring you to be somewhere for these like sports of yours. So I'm like, get some sleep, girl. Like,
What? Yeah, everyone needs to sleep. Everyone in the chat, make sure you're getting sleep. Gratitude. Where's your gratitude at today?
sorry. So it's basically around like what's funny is like when I come on here and I tell you guys like what my day was the day before, my gratitude is very much around that. So like it was around like being able to get work done, being able to pick up Brooklyn, have a short conversation with her, leave her at home, go to the swim meet, engage with my wife, my son, and then our neighbors are there because their son swims and Bailey swims. So they cheered for Bailey, we cheered for RJ. So it was just like a cool moment. We all got to sit together. We saved them seats, all that stuff. So connection.
That's awesome. And then this is a good advice right here. It's probably something I needed to do too. Is
for adults too, 100%.
Yeah, I need to maybe not outside of the room, but not within arm's reach. I think that's a good habit to have, and I love that you have them outside the room. I actually was just thinking about that, how because I was thinking, like, you were saying Bailey stays up till 1:30, and I'm like, I used to do that in high school, just like talking to people on
Yep.
AOL
Me
and
too.
stuff. And then now it's like the kids can just lay in bed, but then it's like your bed becomes your tech station, not a
Your
vessel.
office, yeah.
It's not good. But my gratitude today, just like I said before, I'm getting through my busy period, and then I'll have some more planning time for work, and then hopefully get back on a better schedule, because especially my workout schedule is not what I want it to be right now, and I want to get back to that. So there you go.
Yeah, nice. So the reading is give them this while you can, which I like, I appreciate. Like, I like this little quote from Leo Tolstoy: future love does not exist. Love is a present activity only. So basically reminding us to be more in the moment, and all of that stuff. One thing I did want to mention is, I don't know if anyone listens to it, but like, so we're reading the book, right? Or you're listening to it on Audible, but Ryan Holiday also does a Daily Dad podcast on Spotify and Apple and all that stuff. And it is different. And he also sends out a daily email. And I believe that one is also different. Maybe the podcast and the email are the same, but and often he does read directly from the book, but he also does a different thing every day. Like, he challenges himself to write something new every day. And it's not every day. I think he sits down and writes like 20 of them, and then they post them out later. But I listened to the one coming in this morning, and it was similar, but it wasn't. Damn it! I already forgot it. I should take notes. I should learn from
Well, you're
Jason
also
and Ryan.
driving.
I should take notes. Well, yeah, you're right. I can't. But when I got to the office and before I set this whole thing up, I was literally like remembering it, like that I had just listened to it, and I was like, I want to bring this up because, like, I know it's more value for people to listen to the podcast, because he made a really good point. Damn it. Whatever. I'll listen it back. You guys can listen to it too. Just go listen to it. Thank you.
Fun fact. I always love to see like what different jobs are out there. I'm very happy with what I'm doing right now. But Ryan Holiday is or was hiring like a social media person for Daily Dads or the Daily Dad. But you had to live in Texas, because I'm like, I'm gonna apply, but then it's like, no, they want you to physically be there, like around, like not just working on content but collecting content.
You don't want to uproot your family and live in Texas?
Yeah. Oh yeah, news alert too. Gene Hackman died. Super sad. If you guys don't know Gene Hackman,
damn.
he was he's been in a ton of different movies. I know it's not his main ones, but I just remember when Behind Enemy Lines came out when I was in like junior high or high school, and I thought that was like one of the greatest movies of all time. And he was also in The Royal Tenenbaums and a bunch of other movies, but it was his wife, him and his dog. Shut your mouth.
Dog.
Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth.
That was very well timed.
Oh my gosh.
So you talk about other dogs? I'm the only dog.
Zoe.
Oh man. That was good stuff, dude.
Yeah. But yeah, the future love, like that is wild to me, because it's right. You can't be like, hey, I'm always gonna love you. Like, things can change. I mean, I think I'll always love kids, but like, again, it's also like, if I was to, I hope not. If I was to die today, like, I don't think that love won't be there. The memory of it will, which is dark, but luckily they have all these daily recordings to look back on. So
Yeah, I just remembered the podcast. So it was very much along the lines of uh, it was along the lines of the theme like you never know what you have until it's gone, or it was like you it was kind of like a fast forward moment where it was like when you're in the grandparent stage, you plan these events like Thanksgiving, and everyone comes around the table, and you have all these moments with your kids, and it's like it's like the fun great time of your month, like, oh, all my family's coming over. But so the thing that you ache for as a grandparent, for all the people, all your kids and grandkids to come to the table, is the thing that you're maybe missing right now as a parent, of like, you have that moment, like you and I, like we both have our house with all of our kids in it, and maybe we're distracting ourselves by doing different things, working more, working less, not working less, doing this stuff, doing Twitter, whatever. Our kids are too, but like in reality, like we should be sitting around the table, eating, talking, hanging out, because
Yeah.
that's the thing that we're going to crave so much in 20, 30, 40 years when they're all on separate parts of the world.
Hmm.
It's kind of like that. So along the lines of show them now, or show them, give them your time, or be present with them now versus later.
I'm very curious on how that continues to play out over the next like 30 years in the United States. Because I was reading an article the other day that was saying children are less and less moving farther away,
Yep.
because they depend on their parents a lot more, even in their like early, mid, and late 20s. And
Yeah.
then also, it's a lot more expensive to move around than it was 10, 20, 30 years ago. Um,
Yeah. Yeah. And especially with like the whole like uh, new new way of thinking about college versus career. Um, like it used to be a lot more, I wouldn't say simple, but like maybe it was more normal, and also a little bit more simple to like go to college. And it was either like, you apply to a couple schools, you get in, but I know that that environment is a lot more challenging now to get into certain schools. Um, so like that was an easy way that the kids split from the nest, was that they went to college because it was normal. Nowadays, it's like, okay, well, you can start a business with your phone in your
yep.
parents' house, and so why leave? Um, like I think that started right after our generation, a little bit in our generation, but like I know my wife had a bunch of friends who stayed with their parents for a really long time and just had a job and all that stuff. But yes, I'm already prepping Bailey to get out of my house.
Mhm.
I'm just kidding. It's like a mixed emotion, because like I
Yep.
want her to go experience that. I want her to like, I don't want her to be a kid that's in the house in her late 20s or anything like that. But I also know that like, you know, I know from enough of these conversations that I'm going to miss her like the
Yep.
second she's gone and all that stuff. So, but it's 55. You want to have a last thought and then you bounce?
Yeah. Last thought. I've shared this a couple of times. Sometimes my daughter says that I say I love you too much, and so I've said it less, but I still make it a point. Um, but saying it to other people too, like Dom, I love you. Ryan, Jason, Chat, Couch, I love you guys. And I think that's been, still saying it out loud is uncomfortable, but I think it's a way to be vulnerable, and as well as like, we don't know. I'm sure there's Gene Hackman's friends that there's probably some that are like, man, I'm glad I got to talk to him that one last time. And there's others that are like, oh my
Mm-hmm.
gosh, my buddy's gone. So a little morbid,
Yeah.
but also some truth there. But yeah, thank you for keeping me on time. But love you guys. I got a jet, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.
See
See you
you,
down.
Blaze.
Appreciate you.
Yep. Love you too. Love you too, everybody. Shout out Blaze. I know from that fact, I grew up in a mixed house. Like my mom always told me that she loved me, but my dad not so much. So it became more apparent that like it was a thing that women did or moms did and not dads. so grew up in a very like macho, like boys don't say that, like friends don't say that to each other. So that's one thing I learned very heavy in the View Femmes community. And I love about it because ever since I've been experiencing it more from male counterparts, it's definitely warmed up my life and my heart and all of that stuff. So I definitely appreciate all of you who say it very regularly. I try to say it uh, often here. I've said it to my office mate, Scott. So it's definitely it's difficult because it's again against nature, or against my nature rather, but it is a very beautiful and powerful thing. So never stop saying it, gentlemen, ladies too. But I'm gonna go from my perspective. And then I also wanted to bring up Brofit's comment here about taking them camping and asking them questions. 100%, man, do it. Even just go camp in your backyard. Just get that technology out of there from you and them. Yeah, that's a good thing. And then Jason, yes, it is funny listening to this guy talking about the same stuff that we are talking about, as if we're the first. And everybody have a great day. Um, Enjoy your kids while you have them in your house. I was listening. Oh, another thing I was listening to. So I started listening to podcasts again, and I was listening to Stephen Bartlett, and he had a very fun conversation. No, I'm on my phone. I don't remember who, but it was a guy who is an evolution specialist, right? Evolution? Yeah, how we evolved. Yep. And he was talking a lot about how humans are meant for connection, and we're kind of going away from that uh, right now. So he got me a lot thinking. I recommend the podcast, give it a listen, but it was very much along the lines of like, we should be having family dinners more often. And like, I'll tell you, like, my family never happens. Never, ever, ever do we sit at the table and have a family dinner. I know some of you guys do, so keep that up. If others of you are like me and don't do it, try to mix it in. I think I'm going to start with like a once a week kind of thing and get those family dinners. No technology, just everybody sitting and hanging out. Because I want that deeper connection with my wife and kids at the dinner table for sure. So, top of the hour, like I said, hearts with hearts with gratitude, mugs with coffee. I don't remember it. Okay, I'm gonna read this from Anne. To the I love you topic from a female perspective in a very male dominated space, it's harder to say it because I feel I shouldn't, but part of that is we don't say it like that in Germany. We say I like you and I love you only to the partner, but it sounds weird. But I like you sounds weird in English. Humans are social animals. Exactly. And 100% agree. It is a strange thing. And I always grew up with, like you said it to the people that were immediately in your family, but again, not your dad not to you. That's how I grew up. Didn't really say it to my siblings. And then the only other person I've ever reserved it for were women like that I've been in deep relationships with. And then to this point now, just my wife. So, um, you know, there was a point where I was saying it more to people in the VFriends world because it became a normal. My wife found out and she had a little bit of a problem with it. So I agree with you, Anne. Like, it's hard to say it to the opposite sex um, when we're just like online friends or regular friends, or work compatriots or whatever around you. Like, that could be a topic of conflict between you and your partner, because it was for me and my partner. But that's something we got to work on. That's something I have been working on with her and myself, and trying to like figure that all out. But yes, I agree with that, Ann. And we love you. Everybody have a great day. Great day, great day, great day. I said it a million times. Thank you for hanging with me. Thank you for Blaze for chilling with me. And I'm going to play us out. Where is the intro video? Bye, you guys.